Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another breakfast with Blaha. And today I'm having steak, brown rice, and broccoli. All right, let's talk a little bit about something I've observed as a coach. Setting aside the form issues of ranked novices, I find that everyone else who's a novice or an intermediate, for the most part, they tend to have similar problems as to why they're not making the gains as quickly as they would like. And maybe why they're not an advanced lifter, maybe why they're a perpetual novice. And this doesn't really apply the same to advanced lifters. So people would say, why? Because people who become advanced lifters, as a general rule, they kind of know their body. They've realized already that if they don't manage their stress, they don't manage their fatigue, things like that, they just don't get stronger, they don't get bigger, they get hurt more. So either they quit training or they never become advanced. Okay, so the people who are already advanced, this is a non-issue. So for me as a coach, my advanced lifters, like a lot of people say, really, I bet you they're the hard. No, they're easy. Taking an advanced lifter to elite is a cakewalk. What do I mean by that? Taking a guy who's under 200 pounds from a 400 squat to a 500 squat, it's easy. It's just programming. Sometimes we have to discuss psychology. Sometimes I got to deal with a little fatigue management. It's all programming. Those people are stuck where they are because they don't know how to program. And they may not ever learn. And here's what I've found with those sorts. You get them to make progress. If they drop out, they regress because they don't know how to program on their own. Their lifts go down, right? Oftentimes. But the other people, what do we run into? The issues tend to be nutritional deficiency. They tend to be fatigue management, stress management, emotion management. These are the things that hold people back, and I can see a big difference in particularly younger clients. Younger clients who are chill and calm and have their emotions under control make more gains than those who don't. And the ironic part is what you've got to be very careful with some younger lifters, I'll notice, they get emotionally attached to their bad workouts. All right, now anyone who's thinking about this for a moment is going to say, wait a minute, then you just say that's a problem. Yeah, because too much negative emotion, too much cortisol, too much stress tied up to your training will reduce recovery. Like, we know this. There's some data on this already. High emotional arousal during training reduces recovery. So if you have someone who can't manage those emotions, they have a bad workout, what happens? They get stressed about it. They get stressed about it, they don't recover from it nearly as easily. So what happens? The next workout's going to be bad too. They're going to have another bad workout. They're going to have more bad workouts, and they're going to get more negative emotion around it. The key to these sort of lifters is they've got to learn to manage this. They've got to learn to manage their stress. Training needs to be a release, not something that creates stress. And if it's creating stress, they have to learn to detach. And if they cannot, then they are doomed to failure. That's it. This is not going to work. They need to go back and just do some fluff and pump for their health. They're not going to get big and strong. They're just not. What else we deal with? Poor sleep. Real high on that end too. That oftentimes comes with stress. People who can't manage their sleep hygiene, they will struggle with those early gains. Not even about training volume. If anything, you give me the choice between having a more novice lifter cut his training volume back, particularly if it allows him to sleep more, He's going to make more gains. I'd rather have him in the gym 3 hours less every week and 3 more hours sleeping. It's oftentimes the case. They'll grow faster. We come back to it doesn't matter what you do. You don't grow from what you do in the gym. You grow from what you recover from. Big one. Nutritional deficiency. I don't just mean calories and bulking. Calories and bulking matter. I get that a lot too. Guys who are afraid to bulk, they struggle with fatigue management from training because they're perpetually in a state to where they can't recover fully. They're never in a truly anabolic state. And you can spot these types because they're like, well, I started bulking, I feel like I'm gaining fat already. Well, that's fine if your goal is to stay ripped. Problem you get lifters who that's not their goal. They're like, I want to power lift. How come I go to a meet, everyone's bigger than me? Well, it's because you don't eat. And you explain to them, no, you can't stay at your height this weight class. You need to not only move up a weight class, you need to bulk and then cut into that weight class. You don't go, hey, I want to compete at 181, so I need to bulk to 180. Motherfucker, you need to bulk to 220 and then cut down. And you don't stand there and go, I'm getting fat. And the ones who do, guess what? They struggle. Ones who aren't willing to do that. And you guys are like, oh, so they struggle to get to a 500 squat? No, they struggle to get to a 350 squat. Is what it is. Same thing on the nutrition side. Those who aren't willing to look at their nutrition closely, they develop nutritional deficiencies. They're unwilling to track their food. They say silly stuff like, well, I'm going to eat what I want. So at least a couple of my clients are listening to this and they know that I'm giving them a hard time personally. At least 3 of my clients or former clients are probably listening and going, yep, this is me he's talking about. I'm going to eat what I want to eat and I'll just try to eat decent. Well, that's well and good till you start talking about getting real strong. Their diet has all sorts of deficiencies in it because they think they're eating somewhat healthy, but there's no balance. No balance in the sense of what I'm eating here would be fine. I don't mean people who are eating meat and brown rice and broccoli. I'm talking about people who aren't eating vegetables. I'm talking about people whose daily diet has no vitamin C in it, for example. And then they wonder why they're having anxiety and not recovering. Their diet's deficient in potassium. Whatever. Major dietary deficiencies. Maybe not enough healthy fats. People struggle with training recovery. I mean, there shouldn't even be healthy. Like, people who do this shouldn't even expect to be healthy. If you're deficient in any major vitamin or mineral chronically in your diet just because you don't eat remotely correct, you shouldn't even expect to be healthy or feel good, let alone think that you're going to recover from a bunch of hard training. It doesn't work that way. Good luck to you. So these are the problems that I tend to see. This is what keeps people from becoming advanced. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.